Have you ever found yourself saying, we've talked about this 100 times. Why does my toddler keep hitting? Why are they biting other kids in school when they know they're not supposed to? If so, you are not alone. And today I want to share one of the most powerful parenting tools I've ever used as both a pediatric therapist and as a mom to 2 kids. It is called a social story. And honestly, I wish every parent knew about them, because social stories can help with things like biting, hitting, kicking, tantrums, sharing with other kids, bedtime routines, potty training, school transitions, dropping your kid off at school, haircuts, as well as doctor visits, and so much more. In fact, both of my children went through the biting phase as toddlers. And after trying reminders, corrections, and many biting reports from school, I created a simple social story for them. Within a week, the biting stopped. So today I'm going to show you exactly what social stories are, why they work so well, and how you can start using them with your toddler. What is a social story? A social story is simply a short story that teaches a child what to do in a specific situation. Think of it like giving your child a roadmap before they get into a difficult situation. The story explains what is happening, what the child might feel, what they should do, what happens afterward, instead of waiting until your child is upset, frustrated, tired, or overwhelmed. You're teaching the skills ahead of time, and that is the magic. Most parents teach during the behavior, but toddlers learn best before the behavior. Trying to teach a toddler what to do during a tantrum is like trying to give someone directions after they've already gotten lost. The best time to teach the route is before the trip starts. When we lecture toddlers during a meltdown, their brains are overwhelmed and they cannot absorb the lesson. A social story teaches the lesson when they are calm. Here's something important to understand. Toddlers often know the rule, but they don't know what to do instead. For example, your child knows don't bite, but do they know how to ask for a toy, how to handle frustrations, how to tell someone they're mad, how to get attention appropriately? Not always. Social stories fill in those missing steps. They help toddlers visualize success before the situation happens. And toddlers love repetition. If you've ever read the same book 500 times, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Their brains learn through repetition. When they hear the same message over and over in a story, it becomes familiar. Eventually, they begin using those skills in real life. Now, I want to share a personal story because this is actually why I became such a huge believer in social stories. Both of my children went through biting phases. Not at the same time, but they both did it. And if you've ever had a child who bites, you know how stressful it is. Every daycare pickup feels very nerve-wracking. You're wondering, did they bite today? Am I going to get a biting report? You worry about what the teachers are thinking. You're worrying about other parents. You worry your child is becoming that kid. And as a pediatric therapist, I understood the reasons behind the biting. But as a mom, I was still frustrated. We tried reminders. We talked about gentle hands, nice mouth. We practiced using words, but the behavior kept happening. So I decided to make a social story specifically about biting. It was simple, short sentences, simple pictures. The story talked about what biting is, how biting hurts people, what to do instead, using words, asking for help, taking a deep breath, and most importantly, we read it every day. Not after the bite happened, not as punishment, just calmly every day before school. Within a week, the biting dramatically decreased, and then it stopped. Not because the book was magic, but because it gave my children a clear script for what to do instead. That's what so many toddlers need. They don't just need us to tell them what not to do. They need us to teach them what to do. Here's where many parents accidentally make social stories less effective. They only pull them out after a problem happens. That's not when social stories work the best. Instead, read them when your child is calm, in the morning, at bedtime, before daycare or preschool, or before a play date, before a situation that tends to trigger the behavior. Read them repeatedly. One time is not enough. Think of social stories like learning a new language. Your child needs repetition. The more they hear the story, the more familiar it becomes. And keep it positive. Avoid stories that sound like punishment. Children respond better when we're teaching them what to do. And pair it with real life practice. After reading it, practice, role play it, act it out. Pretend a stuffed animal took a toy. Ask, "Oh, what can Bunny do?" This helps bridge the gap between the story and real life. Parents often think social stories are only for children with autism, but that's absolutely not true. I've used them with thousands of children. They work for all kinds of toddlers. Some examples include biting, hitting, kicking, tantrums, throwing toys, potty training, sharing, cleaning, bedtime routines, going to the doctor or the dentist, starting preschool, separation anxiety, haircuts, taking turns, following directions. Any behavior where your child needs help understanding expectations can be supported with a social story. The biggest mistake I see parents make is assuming toddlers are being defiant. Many times they are not. Many times they're missing a skill. When we see behavior as communication, everything changes. Instead of asking, "How do I stop this behavior?" we start asking, "What skill does my child need?" Social stories are one of the easiest ways to teach that skill. They're simple, they're inexpensive, they take just a few minutes a day, and they can completely change how your child responds in difficult situations. If you're struggling with biting, hitting, tantrums, or other toddler behaviors, social stories may be the missing piece you've been looking for. They were transformational for my family. They helped both of my children move through the biting phase, and I've seen them help countless of families over the years. I've actually created social stories specifically for toddlers, covering some of the most common challenges parents face, including biting, hitting, using words, transitions, and more. If you'd like to check them out, I'll put them in the link below in the description. If this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe because I share practical toddler behavior strategies, sensory tips, and pediatric therapist advice every week. And let me know, what behavior is your toddler struggling with right now? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.